Hey peeps, welcome back to Obduction. In the last episode, uh, tor- we managed to take down the dome at Horvath. I think is what it's called. Horvath. I forget what the town's called anymore, but it starts with an H. And we managed to restore power to pretty much the whole town. So we also managed to reach the garage, and now this time we're going to try and open up Farley's vault, as well as, figure out the numerical system, which I think it said it was base 6. So, yeah. Anyway, so welcome back to Abduction. Hope everyone's having a good Monday. I have some good news. My supernatural video did not get taken down off of Twitch or YouTube, so I think I will do another Supernatural Sunday next Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much for jumping into that. If you happen to be jumping into that stream, I also have decided. Whoops. Wrong page. So I've also decided to keep my Wednesday and Friday a little bit more open in terms of the topic. So keep an eye out for some pretty fun streams, since now that I'm able to do goodness gracious, the feature starts with a C. I keep forgetting. I just learned about it. Uh It'll come back to me. Continuity camera, that's what it's called. Continuity camera. Since I've learned the feature of continuity camera, now there's way more streams that are practically open to me. I have plans for doing some PS4 stuff, as you can see with Kingdom Hearts 2, and I also have plans to try out some other things that I've downloaded from my Apple Arcade, namely Projection and Where Cards Fall, as well as I mentioned earlier, redoing Parasite Eve 2. So these are stuff that's coming up in the future. So thanks to continuity camera, there's way more options that I could do. I could do painting. I could do gaming like other gaming streams. Like, the possibilities are practically endless at this point. So yeah, I'm just super excited to see what else I'll be able to do this year. And of course, if you have any recommendations, and as long as it's within a certain budget, feel free to recommend it down below. Of course, I always could use a little bit of support. So if you want to support me, I have a Coffee page, which will put it towards my PayPal, and the goal will be at least, it doesn't need to be much. Like, even just $1 can help support the channel moving forward, because there's a lot of things that I want to create this year that I hope that you all will certainly enjoy, and I will certainly enjoy doing it. Well, yeah, pretty much all that with Abduction. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and start the game up, shall we? So, sorry about Saturday. I had family over, and they occupied my streaming space. So, as a result of that, I was unable to stream Sneaky Sasquatch. But that will not be the case this upcoming Saturday. So keep an eye out for the next stream of that. I'm not really a sports person, but I really am kind of looking for. I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm kind of looking forward to the Super Bowl this year, because the Eagles are a big team around this region. So, and it's basically been confirmed that they had an epic victory against the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not really a sports buff. I'm mainly here for the halftime show, which is Rihanna. But I know with having a home team, at least, it makes it a little extra fun. So we'll see who we're playing against, I think later on today, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm not really a sports buff, but I like the energy that sports teams can bring sometimes, you know? Like, there's that little bit of excitement that people tend to bring when it comes to big games, you know? So I just changed the graphics a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. Hopefully that's okay. I upped the shadows and some of the textures, so at least it'll look a little bit, it will look a little bit nicer as I play. Might make the loading times a touch longer, but I think that, I mean, as you saw with how sharp the text got with me updating the graphics, taking out the anti-aliasing, I think this should be fine. Of course, I'm not exactly fluent when it comes to GPU stuff. So for all I know, I could be breaking my computer right now and not even know it. So we shall see. We shall see. Hopefully my computer doesn't hit me by the end of this. But yeah. So what we need to do is figure out what they say, okay, my computer clearly does not like this, because it really slowed down. So let me adjust this a little bit. Oh. Yeah, it's slowed down quite a bit. So let me check the settings. So let me get down let me drop the effects just a little. Drop the textures, I'll keep it high, and then I'll drop the shadows just a little bit. And then apply. Alright. That should do it. Okay, let's be a little better now. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I also saw from a playthrough guide that you also need to take a picture of the license plates, because you're going to need them at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Like, save those for later. Okay. All right. So let me see. What's this? Oil sale, only 15 cents. Mula Cola, 5 cents. Those look pretty old. Anyway, let me go ahead and take a look at this here. So, yeah, I'm going to take a picture of that as well. So this is the control panel of the villains. It's applied for our use. Although they are able to control their system via vocalizations, they have provided these control panels for other species to have limited access and control. The villain memory system is, whoops, base 4. I thought it was base 6. It's base 4. So base 4. So I believe it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then A, B, C, D, blah, 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 blah. Then again, it might be a numerical system. I don't know. Drag one blob to the other to create the thing. Standard panel has 5 digits, but single-digit panels are also used. Use only the first digit to simulate a 1-digit panel, 0 through 3. 1-digit panel is 0 through 3. And then all panels will autocorrect for invalid entries. So let me see, how many dots are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 things. So that's one of them. I'm drawing out the diagram here so that way I at least have something to look at as I'm doing the inputs. So how's everybody doing today? I'm doing okay. I've been a bit tired, but I'm hanging in there. I mean, I've been able to work out, as you saw yesterday, and I am experiencing quite a bit of, like, what's like the graduate student equivalent of senioritis? Because it's been hitting hard for me this year, like really hard. Hopefully I can fix that before the semester really gets busy. Okay, so I know there's like the boundary as well, so Can anybody relate to that feeling? Alright. That's going. Those are all going outside. And then here. And then. Ooh, this one's a complicated one. You know, one game I would have loved to play on this channel, if I had the encoder to do it, is 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. Because it's a really fun... Like, the first game especially was a really fun one. It has its typos and stuff, but for the most part, it's a very fun and thoughtful game. I played it during I played the DS version during the lockdown, and that's what people would say is a definitive copy that you need to try, is that version. Because they did... So, with the exception of Zero Time Dilemma, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, and Virtue's Last Reward got a visual novel reimagining. Though, I mean, technically, the game sort of is a visual novel, but it's also an escape room simulator. So there's that. However, there were some things that took advantage of the DS's tech, and I was kind of hoping that, like, considering that, like, PCs, you're able to do so much more with it, that I thought there would be more things that the game would be able to take advantage of for PC players. But instead, it didn't go as far as creative, which is really sad, because, like, I think especially with the computer remaster, it definitely would have made it interesting. So if you had a chance to, like, try out that game, definitely do the DS version, because DS version you'll feel the emotional weight of some of the character arcs so much more. Or even like an iPhone remake would have been actually pretty brilliant, because you could, like, split it in such a way that you could kind of imitate that setting. All right, so I've got all the things here. Oh, shot. Okay, I see what it's doing. So then, do I drag it and then it shows up here, or would I have to, I wonder. All right, so let's try the first one. What the? Oh, it's a 1. Okay. Okay, so that's a 1. How do I undo this? Okay, just like that. Okay. And then we've got this V thing. And this will be a 2. Oh, wait, you can just enter numbers. So it's a blank is 0. So, let me see. So what would this be? This will be an 8. So So if you go straight, would it be... So if you go straight, would it be a 7 or a 9? Oops. Didn't mean to go that far. Oh, it corrects it for you. Okay. How do I reset this? So, let me try 8. Clear that. 8. So that's an 8. So would it be a 9 or a 1? So let's see. Let's clear that. Let's try 9. So that's a 9. I was correct. So that one was a 9. And then... Didn't I write down Farley's... like the last episode I wrote down Farley's number. Address, like the address, the number on her house. Did I write it down? I did, but I should have taken a photo of it if I was gonna forget that easily. Or I could just watch the footage. Alright. So that's a 9. So then... That's a 5. I think this part's an 8. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think it's 134, right? Hmm. Hmm. This might take a while. Come back later. Alright. Right now, let's go back. Oh, I never noticed this part. Okay, that's new. Alright, let's see this notebook here. Maybe this might give you some more answers. New arrival inventory check-in. CRT, short hose, 2 switches, small tree, leather pouch, power supply, large sheet metal cabinet, wood flooring, light fixture, various country flags, 4 metal poles, video camera, 16 car batteries, back half pickup truck, cardboard boxes, shelves, books, projector screen, chalkboard, slide projector, carpet, partial fence, tomatoes, 2 cassette recorders, compressor, hose, fuse box, electrical cable, various switches, assorted light bulbs, metal box, wire cutters, wire strippers, calculator, paints, assorted canvases, easel, several throw rugs, welder, power supply, pump, section of L-beam, section of L-beam, tin snips, pliers. Nothing else in here. I'm assuming that's Farley's handwriting. Alright. I can't shut the book. Ah. Okay. Mouse is acting a little haywire today. Alright. Tonight we ride. All right. Let's see if I mean, I know besides the power cord, we need to like, besides the town's power cord, we need to figure out yeah, wait, no, not besides. Like, we need to also figure out the power cord, how to get that open. But yeah, now that we have the lights on, we can actually look around, explore this section a little better. Hunrath. That's what the town's called. Hunrath. So many tunnels that were in here. Can we use a shovel? Sadly, we cannot. Yeah, make a lot of sense in here. I wonder if Cecil, CW, has anything else to tell us. I doubt he has much. He's probably just going to focus on the power cord, but let's see. Really? I'm your only help out here, and you're gonna insult me? Fine. Stay trapped. Nah, I'm not that cruel, but still, like, you asked me for my help, and you're gonna treat me like that? Really? Really? So we got that going, at least, so... Not a problem. Let me see. Can we... Darn, no we can't. I was about to say, if there's any way that we can, like, ride it across. Maybe. Although, if there's a way we can move this forward... So, I think CW or somebody managed to like play the villains and the Morgoth. I think that's the other one. Basically, red versus blue. They basically managed to play. He basically managed to play both sides. So as a result, he took advantage of like both aspects of their technology. But then, obviously, as a result of that, they got stuck in the middle in this conflict that wiped out the whole town and which made people evacuate. Is there a way to climb up to this? We don't know what else to do. I also learned that apparently you can also control the switches from the cart, which would have been nice to know a little bit earlier, but it's okay. That's a nice pot. Alright, so since I brought power back to the town, would this make it... Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Would it make it easier for me to, get to this part? No, it doesn't. Well, it was worth a shot. At least. Alright, flip it. Sorry, we're not talking too much. I'm just a little bit... Today? Don't know what it is. Wait a second. I don't remember this being open before. If it was, I did not pay attention. Clearly. Oh, it's the other side of that train area. I see. And then let's go through this way. Is it 4, 3, 1? Is it 6, 3, 1? Hold on. I know I wrote it down somewhere. How does the one struggle with, like... You know how you reorganize things, but then you actually end up losing more than you do gain? This is the case here. Like, I tried to reorganize for my family coming over. As a result, I can't find any of the information that I actually need. Ugh, it's nuts. Okay. I may have to go to the episode replay, which I hate doing, but I may have to come to that. Yep, I may have to go to the episode replay. BRB. Excuse me. I think it was part 2 I got it, right? Okay, Farley's house. Where is it? Farley's house. Like, if I could see a walk around, that would be perfect. Oh, hold on. I think I got it. Ah, 4 digits. Okay. So, it's, let me zoom in a little. 6341. So let's go ahead and do that. 6341. There we go. Can I open this? Is it a door? Please tell me this is a door. Yes. All right. So this is Farley Studio. And then I'm assuming this is around where that tree is. Oh, this is the house. Okay. The other side of the house. So how is it locked up like that? I wonder. Oh, a map. Okay. Let's go take a picture of this. So, we're in here, I think. CW is right here. That's the town. That's the battery. That giant thing. And then Bleeder? Lake Rail Yard. Fuel and supplies. So this place is not very huge, as we can see. And then I'm guessing all these green points are all portals to various parts of the level. Let's find out what's beneath here. Can I pull this down? 15? Or 51? Interesting. Okay. That light's clearly out. Oh, there were boxes blocking it. That's why we couldn't enter from that side. Okay. So let's see this book here. Seed information. Ambassador seeds. Ambassador seeds were first documented on about 150 Earth years ago. They occur about once every 400 days if the trees remain healthy. Natural seed swaps occur between pairs of seeds that we now know drop simultaneously from healthy trees in paired spheres. When each seed was touched by species in the sphere, the swap occurred, sending an ambassador from each sphere to the paired sphere. So does that mean there's like somebody already back on Earth when the moment I got to Horath? I forget what the town is. It's not memorable. Anyway, location of the swap is defined by the locations of the pairs of the seeds. After the first swap, the seeds recharged quickly, allowing for a quick return. First meetings were intense but naturally short. It was quite a surprise for both the Mofang and us. Over time, the seeds required more time to recharge, producing longer visits between species. So, does that mean, like, basically, because the tree was dying in this spot, it's basically not recharging as much as it should be? That's what it seems to be implying. Collector seeds. Everyone who arrives is familiar with the collector seeds. The bright light that we were all drawn to right before the event that brought us here is a collector seed. Okay, so we were transported through a collector seed. What new arrivers may not be aware of is that these seeds, like all seeds, come in pairs. When the tree drops a collector seed on the ground, it signals that its twin has begun its quest for a new being. That search may take hours or may take years. When an appropriate situation, a natural threat of death, is found, the seed activates and swaps a smaller but varying size sphere from Earth, or whatever appropriate home world here to Hunrath. Hunrath, that's what it's called. As Hunrath became more populated, we would watch for a newly dropped collector seed, collect it, and place it in the entry canyon area. This allowed us to provide a more predictable entry experience for new arrivers, and provide a single area to collect any resources that may have come along with the new arriver. Unlike ambassador seeds and mother seeds, collector seeds do not seem to survive. The inner core is spent, leaving only the lifeless outer husk, which is what we saw. Okay. Mother seeds. Postulated but unverified. First suggested by Alima Hamza, 232 BH, the nation of mother seeds extrapolates the behavior of the lesser seeds to a superseed. She posited that that the process that they actually created the pair spheres was similar to all other swaps, but on a much grander scale. The idea is that two seeds from a mother tree were scattered on the galactic winds to find appropriately similar environments. When matches were found, some process was triggered that swapped large portions of landscape, which is, okay, basically what happened to Hunrath, was that there was a mother seed and then something on this planet that swapped their places, essentially, what's suggesting. Between vast different worlds. Alima further noted that the trees' locations in the center of the spheres suggested that the trees grew from these mother seeds. Because of the similarities, it has been conjectured that re-swapping the entire environmental spheres might be possible with a large-scale version of the Ambassador seed machine. So I'm guessing that's what the battery's for. And the feeder? Interesting. I can close the book. I want to close the book. Please let me close the book. I want to close the book. Thank you. Wait, was there a page for that? No, there isn't. Okay. Alright, let's check these notes here. Communication. Talking with our neighbors. We take communication for granted, even with the varied languages we find here in Hunrath. But when we suddenly find ourselves among other intelligent species who don't share our culture, history, DNA, or vocal cords, it requires a huge amount of effort for the beginning of rudimentary chatting. This quick overview will set the stage for what to expect when communicating with our neighbors. Mofang. The Mofang were the first non-humans we met. With at least some level of similar physical vocal generating abilities, they picked up human words quickly. This early mimicry resulted in what the species became to be called. Even though they were able to mimic single words and simple phrases, it became evident over the years that huge grammatical differences were not easily overcome. Some have proposed that the difficulty may have arisen because the Mofang insisted on attempting to learn every human language, and as a result, were never able to lock onto any consistent grammatical structure. Nevertheless, in spite of the rudimentary sentence construction, it's been very easy to communicate and has been unnecessary for us to learn their language beyond the few simple phrases and proper names. If you'd like to learn more about communication with the Mofang, please contact Tam. The villain had presented a particular communication challenge. From what we could gather, they produced sounds using two large reed-like structures inside opposite sides of their heads. The vibrations generated are channeled to resonance chambers in their skulls, where they are combined into a complex, low-frequency dual tone. The low-frequency bitonal sounds are not only hard for humans to hear and resolve, but impossible for us to mimic, and the villain's hearing is also oriented towards low frequency, so they are unable to hear most of the sounds associated with human speech. Therefore, communication with the villain has relied on the technology. They have adapted consoles, which the villain fluently control with vocalization for use by other species. Some individuals of other species, including a few humans, have learned to communicate very effectively with using this method. Humans have been able to pick out some higher frequency characteristics of certain key villain words over the years, and although we can't speak to them in a way that the villains can understand, we are occasionally able to hear and recognize these words when spoken distinctly by the villain. If you'd like to learn more about the communication with the villain, please contact Vito. Okay, so that's what that console's for. Awry. Oh, that's a third species. Okay, so we got the villain, the Morgoth, and the Awry. So that's 3 different species coming into play. And, I mean, I did talk with some scientists. It's a computer scientist at MIT. Well, they came from MIT, or like they were doing something at MIT. And they talked about how the probability is pretty good that physics or mathematics are how we're going to communicate with aliens should we come across them in our lifetimes. And I kind of found that an interesting hypothesis, because the one universal understanding that we would all have is physics and space, whereas linguistics, like what these aliens are presenting, would be practically very tricky, if not downright impossible, unless they have some sort of sentience. But of course, the way we define sentience is very, very, very loose. Not loose, but I mean, just there's like a narrow possibility. Anyway, let's find out about the Awry. None of the stages of the Awry morphology of any vocalization apparatus. Because of the obvious synchronization of the barnacle flash and the ability of the pawns to provide for and address the needs of the polyarchs, it was assumed that the species could communicate effectively. It was not until Farley began to spend large amounts of time in the polyarch antechamber that the first clues of this communication became evident. After months of research, Farley began to have limited success with receiving some kind of simple messages that were coming from the polyarchs. It is apparent now that the polyarchs have been attempting to communicate the entire time, but they themselves have been experimenting with various channels until they finally got a response from Farley. After this breakthrough, others were able to tune into the polyarchs and learn to listen. Both the polyarchs and the pawns have a simple organ that could sense human vocal frequency, enabling them to sense simple responses from humans. But over the years, Farley was able to learn to speak to the polyarchs via a related form of extrasensory transmission. And then obviously contact Farley for talk with the Arai. All right. I've got like 3 more notebooks here, so let's take a look at these. Let's see this one. Species description. Through ambassador seeds, the Mofang were the first non-human species humans were introduced to. An Liang was the first to call the alien a Mofang, impressed with their advanced ability to imitate our sounds, movements, and mannerisms. Although they have a name for themselves, their language is mostly unpronounceable by humans. As a result, and because of their mimicry abilities, communication with the Mofang is primarily accomplished by their learning human languages rather than humans learning to speak Mofang. They have been able to learn almost every human language represented in Hunrath enough to provide functional, if rudimentary, communication. The Mofang basic external morphology is remarkably humanoid. Bilateral symmetrical tetrapods, bipedal head with interior facial features, a mouth, eyes, nostrils. Other external features include minimal body hair and raised dorsal protrusions. Constitution is somewhat frail due to apparently their thin and lightweight internal structure, but internal investigation has not been possible. They have ample cranial space to account for a substantial brain, and their intelligence is impressive as evidenced by their advanced technology. So that's what they look like. They look pretty humanoid. Arai. After a certain level of maturity and health of the tree, a passage opened at its base. This passage allowed contact with 2 additional species. The first contact was with the Arai. Well, it's all first contact, but I mean, I guess it's like, in terms of order of first contact, it was the Mofang, then the Arai, then the villain. Anyway, the first contact was with the Arai, and the first contact revealed the Arai to be large beetle-like insects. I'm guessing it's like those flying things we've been seeing. Anyway, oh, sorry. I am not focused right now. Anyway, we were unable to communicate directly with them in any way, but they appeared to have some sort of rudimentary level of intelligence. It was Lorenk Toth. Looks like it's Irish. Like, this person's Irish. Lorenk Toth? If anybody could pronounce this name for me, that would be great. Who first made the journey through the heart to Kaptar and named both the New World and the inhabitants. The Arai had 3 distinct variants that have come to be referred to as barnacle, beetle, and parlyarch. Although their morphology is dramatically different from human, their internal systems, like all of our neighbors, are supposed to be supported by similar atmospheric composition and basic nutrients. In their barnacle stage, the Arai are completely immobile. The Arai stay in this egg-like development state seemingly indefinitely. In order to hatch, they must be in proximity of a polyarch and fertilized by the beetles after a certain stage of maturity. The beetles are the eyes, ears, hands, and feet, with only a minimal nervous system of their own. They are essentially the sensory extensions of the immobile polyarchs. They are able to execute simple commands, but apparently have very little in the way of an individual sentience. Interesting. So, it's kind of like, bees, a little bit, with like the larvae, the worker bees, and the queen. It kind of reminds me of that. The Arai polyarchs are the intelligence and consciousness of the species. Although it was obvious that there was intelligence behind the species, it wasn't until Caroline Farley... Okay, so Caroline and Farley are the same person. Okay. So Caroline Farley began spending large amounts of time in close proximity that deeper communication began. With a room nearby, Farley was the first to communicate non-verbally and learn much about the species, including some historical information. The Arai species survived in their world while several other sentient species came and went. Among them, an ancient species who formed a deeper relationship with the Arai, carving temples and dwellings for them in the rocks, and later a more recent species that took over much of their homeworld. This latter species was especially adept at mechanical construction, using it mostly to capture and process large flying creatures, using the beetles as bait. So I assume it's those flying things we've been seeing earlier. The final species to be discovered were the villain. The villain had been communicating with the Arai for many years through ambassador seeds, but became part of the larger community very shortly after the Arai. With a large and imposing frame and a form of communication based on a complex multi-voice low-frequency rumble, the initial introductions were intimidating. After several attempts, Amelie Vidal was able to begin some rudimentary communication and began visiting the villain in Marais, which she named, on a regular basis. She discovered a complex and amazing society that was able to use the technology in unexpected ways. They had the ability to quickly transform their world using extruded structures based on some form of complex miniature substrate material. Unlike the other worlds, the villain spear is scooped out of a villain resettlement group that was preparing to set off into space to find a new homeworld. This was their way of life, to put themselves into stasis and scatter themselves throughout the stars. As mentioned previously, their appearance is imposing, standing about 9 feet tall with a distinct reptilian resemblance. They have 6 limbs, 2 muscular legs and arms, and a smaller set of arms. They control every aspect of their technology with their vocalizations, but over the years they have created control panels based on their number system that allow other species to easier access elements of their technology. So that 9-digit thing. That's what they look like. Okay. Alright, let's see. This one says, the entire landscape outside of our circle of desert could only be described as alien. Large floating rocks could be seen in the distance. No one had ever seen anything like it, anywhere on Earth. We fully explored our new surroundings, hoping to find a way home. No way home was ever found. In fact, we soon discovered what we take for granted now. Not only could we not get back home, we also could not get access to the landscape outside the desert. Curiously, we discovered that a flow of water was provided from a high point of rock, and we discovered a small tree growing in the very center of the circle. Our central tree that is so important to our lives here was just a mere sapling back then. Okay. So, I shall document the curious events that have transpired with myself, my family, friends, and coworkers. Hartnell was a peaceful mining town founded by my grandfather and nestled within the red rock of the desert in the Arizona territory. Its 163 inhabitants heard a mighty explosion on the night of June 27th, 1903. I sent several workers through the town to verify that the explosion had not caused any injuries or damage to mining equipment. They returned and reported that it must have been a loud clap of thunder caused by dry lightning, for they found no damage. It was not until the light of the next morning that we were amazed to realize something profound had indeed occurred. At some point during that night, our entire mining facility and a large circle of the land around it seemed to have been scooped up and carried off in a completely different place, all without anyone knowing about it. And this is where this description comes in here with the the entire landscape, and then the tree going down to a mere sapling. Okay, it's all right. So now we're pretty much caught up. That was a nice pen. Anyway, what's in there? All right, let's look around some more. Let's see what else we can find. Huh? What's this? It's a projector? Let's take a projector. Can I switch this? No, I can't. Okay. Oh, we can rotate it at least. Welcome. Can we unlock this? Now we can go out easily and freely. All right. What's this? Welcome to Hunrath. Please give us a bit of information about you so we can get to know you a little bit better. Name, date you came from, where you came from, circumstances in which you were taken. Please note any dangers you noticed. Emptied and filled. 1200 AH, 1300 AH, 1500 AH. Okay. So we've got various time periods here. So here's one. Samuel Karen, January 2017. Mamakana, Madagascar. I had just arrived and was driving my supply truck along the coast south of Mamakata when I recall being washed away and the seed appeared. 15257 AH, male 61. Uziel Regenbogen, 1942 March, in Lübeck, Germany. The last thing I recall is a large rumbling while I was hiding in the cellar of a vacant building. I ran toward a bright light in a stairwell. 15,841 AH, male 26. Maria Gallego, September 1988, Cozumel, Mexico, on my boat in bad storm. 60,023 AH, female 46. I don't know what these AH units mean, but I'm assuming they're going to be important later. So let's take a picture of that. Female 46. Jiang Chuyu. Jiang Chuyu, March of 2042. Portland, United States of America. Skiing Mount Hood. 16,717 AH, male 37. Man, I feel old just thinking about that date. Anyway. Okay. Oh, a teddy bear. Cute. It's a koala. Oh, cute. It's a koala. Is it in the back? I had a cute koala. Boop. Okay. So we got a tape recorder here. Let's play it. Let's rewind.
We haven't heard from Shavar. So, should we assume that Shavar, well, the attack is inevitable. We just don't know when. So, Shavar and her family, and others she trusts, I guess. Well, they'll arrive when they can, without giving, like, covertly. CW will stay here. And I'll go to Ray at the last possible moment. Most are gone. There's just a few left here now. The mayor got out early. I don't even know why I'm recording this. It's like somehow we'll live on or something. I guess this has a meaning if someone
Interesting. So that means that narration that we heard in the very beginning was Farley recording all these accounts. And the sad part is that even children got caught in this. Children and entire families. And it looks like people have come from an entire range of time periods. Cecil obviously comes from the oldest time period in the 1840s. 1840s. Farley is actually from the 80s, which is interesting. And then we got 1948, 1995, 2009, 2047. Huge range of time periods. In terms of us, I guess like the moment we played this game is when we showed up. So that originally we were identifying with some of the colonists, but it turns out no, we're much like in Myst, we're an original character. So wherever we transport, that's where we end up. So I come from 2023. There we go. But clearly, like, time is not really an issue here. But the interesting part is that, like, it just, this portal, this seed attracted everyone. It attracted everyone and then it brought them here. Just interesting. Okay, let's see what else we can find. I'm going to listen to the recording again later on, but hey. Aww. Oh, here we go. So this is like a map. This looks like a space map. Here. So. Number 1, seed pair. Number 2, find planets with similar atmospheres. Number 3, swap. So that means somebody's on Earth then. An alien's on Earth and we're here. Or somebody else is from Earth and we're here. 3, swap. 4, tree from seed. Whether it's from the heart or from the top. Heart superposition. Heart connected. Path open when mature. 4 species meet. So the Arai, the Mofang, the villain, and us Earthlings. Arai, Mofang, maybe this is Arai, Mofang, villain, us as humans. What happens at fruition? Swap where? Home when? Maybe dead? More seed pairs, scattered throughout the universe. Why scattering? So, a lot of questions. Lots of questions. But one thing's for sure. So, it looks like Shavar and her family, they might have managed to escape or they might have died due to the conflict. Yosef escaped. The mayor escaped. Farley, I thought she was still on the planet, but she might have escaped to Moray. Then CW is obviously here in the vault, though we don't know how to get him out just yet. Then the ones that we don't know are Tam, Vera, Jane, and Jenny. We don't know where they went to. I'm assuming they escaped, but they also could have been casualties in the war as well. So we got a lot of questions that need answering. All right, and then let's go ahead and turn this on. And maybe we need to blast this on the, interesting. Just a circle with a dot here. Maybe we need to get this on the 15 here. So let's rotate it. Circles in the bottom here. Don't know what that means. Also could be if we did this thing here with this map, because there's like 2 circles. Let's line it up a little. It also could mean around where the tower is, the rail yard. Interesting. Okay. Can we swap the slides? Oh, yeah, we can. Okay. And there's dots. Wait a second. This one makes way more sense here. Okay, this one makes more sense over this side. So, put it on the 15, and then we'll get the Mofang. Not the Mofang, the villain pattern. Because that's what that triangle is. Okay. It's a little bit big, but I think it'll give us something that we can work with. Alright, that's best I can do with the little knowledge I've got here. But hey, we made some progress lore-wise. And, wait, I did not notice this tunnel at all. Let's see what this is. Where does this go? This might lead us to the tree root, for all I know. Okay. So, this leads us to... This is what they call the feeder. So there must be an entrance somewhere that way. Okay, I'm discovering all the new areas now. Like, why did it take forever for me to do this? Okay. Just finding out now and not super late down the line. And I'm like, seriously? I could have found this out a lot sooner. Blah, 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 blah. I do not know where this goes. What? I'll go up here. Okay, let's go through here and see where it leads. So that's to up near the river, actually. Interesting. And wait a second. We'll cross through here. That'll give us another spot here. So, oh man. Okay, so that means if I fix this, that means I can go across here, drop these steps. Okay, that's progress. But let's find out where this leads to. Like this exit. Where does this lead to? And now we're at the top of this rock here. We're near the cemetery. We're on the very top! There we go. We're finding places, people. We're now finding the map. The score's weird. Okay. Now I'm figuring this out. Maybe I'm playing this in the wrong order, but at least I'm learning something. Like, that's the more important part, really. I'm learning the geography of this place. And we're opening up more spots. That's, like, the more important part. Okay, so that's the garage right over here. I should say same pin. Six, 3, 4. Oh, it's 3 digits. Hey, had to check. But yeah, at least I know how to get up here. Huh. That's a nice statue. Can I call it that? Wait a second. That has a handle. That has a handle. Oh. What's this? Is that how everything remains green? Okay. Let's try it again. Wonder what this does. Oh! We're going somewhere else! I probably shouldn't have pressed this. Where am I? Wait, is this the tree? Or maybe this is Moray. This might be Moray. Yeah, we need to get back to Hunrath, because there's quite a bit we didn't finish. We came here too soon, clearly. Alright. So at least we know we could teleport from there. Interesting. How do I get down? Okay, so that's Farley's right there. So we need to get down somehow. Clearly I went way over my head. So that's probably Moray, like that planet that Farley was thinking of escaping to. Shoot, I'm trapped. Wait, no, 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 no. I know where we are. I know where we are. I think I know where we are. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I know where we are. Okay. So what we need to do is basically shut the bridge, go back through this way, and then go up top. Okay. So clearly there was a lot that we didn't explore thoroughly. Because I think partially I was just so overwhelmed by everything. Yeah, I was just so overwhelmed by everything. I didn't explore thoroughly enough. Okay. So let's try so clearly like that thing, like that machine I think corrects for corrections. Like I wrote down like something there and then it just like corrected it to the correct thing. So let's try putting in that 15 that we saw in Farley's house and see what number it comes up with. I took a picture of it, so let me take a look. Hold on. Photos. So it was this one. So clearly it's incorrect somehow. But let's try to get close to it as possible. So maybe this needs to be more like in the center. I don't know. Like drop this down a little bit. So let's zero it out. And then it's probably going to be like this. Oops. No. Ooh, itchy back. Itchy back. Itchy back. Let's zero it out. Okay. So it'll be something like this, I think. Okay, careful. Okay, and then bring it up. Itchy face. I have an itchy face. Oh, not the most convenient time. Okay, there we go. And then press that. And it should correct itself. 406. So I'm guessing it's that it's that number from the whatchamacallit, the from that door that I was trying to open earlier. That 3-digit number I was trying to get. So we need to go back up. Could also be a little bit more upward too. I'll try that next time. Anyway. Let's go through the house. Wait, not the house. Yeah, actually, no, yes. Let's go through the house, and then let's close up the itchy face. Okay, let's go through the house, and then let's close up the river entrance, because now what we're gonna do is we're going to close that bridge. Then we're going to go up. We're going to close that bridge. Then we're going to go up. Because now we have Farley's house to use as the gateway. So we don't need the land bridge anymore here. So, flip it back. Then, use Farley's house, go through the back, go across, get the stairs down. Because I think we need to clear out Hunrath as much as possible before we move on. Because clearly there's a bunch of things that we're missing. But I have a lot of questions about is how come there's that bar. Alright, so I think it was through here. Yes, it was through here. Okay, so now we can go across. Press this. There we go. So now we can go through there. Then we should be able to get to the tree through here, theoretically. After that, I should probably get dinner. Huh. Oh, it's that, train car. Looks like this is an elevator. Huh? There's a phone! There's a phone! Oh my gosh. Okay. And it's like a telephone. Okay, let me see. What's that number? Mm, 406. So 4. Oh! 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 5-digit number. Can we clear this out? Okay, so it's 6 digits. It's 6 digits we have to find. Okay. Man, that's a lot. Okay. So 6 digits for this door. Used to be a train track, clearly. Okay. So that's 6 digits up there. And then now we can use these steps so we don't have to use that gate anymore. Which is great. So that, for the most part, we pretty much unified the map. We've opened up Farley's house. We're partway through figuring out the base 4 system of the villain, which honestly I don't think I'm going to get down. Because, I mean, I was lucky I was even able to figure out the base 9 system from 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. I don't think I'm going to be able to figure out this number code. Is there anything else I need to find? Because like, there's clearly something I'm missing here. That's 6 numbers, but this is 7. That's 7. Let's see. Let me see. Head through the garage door and turn a little bit to the left. Which left? I know my directions, but I'm just like... Wait a second. Telephone booth. Okay, this should tell me something. Okay, so that there are dots on... Okay, that doesn't tell me much. Pretty much the 2, the 3, the 1, the 6, and the 0 seem worn off. So the 1, 2, 3, 6, and 0 seem worn out. That doesn't tell me much, but we know the 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9 are not really used. Excuse me. So, I'm looking at Polygon here to see what I've already covered, because I covered quite a bit today. The wall, the projector, the villain number, swing gate. Follow the river back to the swing gate. Headed back to Farley's house. Stone arch. Then mine shaft. Oh, okay. So that's the Farley's number is that it's that 3-digit code that we saw earlier from that bridge. Got it. Okay, I figured it out. That 406 that I found earlier. Okay, so we need to go up to the... So we need to find a 6-digit number to this other side here. Thankfully, we have this bridge already connected, and we have the stairs, so we don't have to worry about, like, pulling the swing bridge anymore. So if we go across here... Get to that weird door. That weird bridge. So once we get inside, I think I'm gonna end it because I really need to make some dinner. I'm really hungry. Okay. But yeah, so we came across quite a number of really interesting mysteries here. And as I got teleported a little bit far ahead, I'm guessing it's Moray. Alright, so we got this place. I think it was 406, right? Let me see. That's the 3 numbers. Yeah, 406. Okay. Resume. 406. Yep, that worked. Okay. Let's look around here and then we end it. I want to see what else is in here. All right. Vote for Yosef. So this is Yosef's house, I guess. Relative, I guess. Anyway. Yosef is running for re-election, I guess. All right, let's see what this says. Oh, this is page 2. When you get page 1, hold on. Mr. Mayor, at your behest, here is the information pertaining to the bleeder, that machine in the lake, I guess. Its history and some of the engineering behind it. The bleeder project was designed and built at the request of Mayor Sims. So who's Mayor Sims? To collect and dissipate the ever-increasing power in the entire ecosystem. Mayor Sims was elected to allow the system to come to fruition, as he and others have become suspicious of Mayor Farley's death. Mayor Farley, so Caroline Farley's grandmother, I guess. He believed, or father, I don't know. He believed that without knowing more precisely what would happen to the cell wall at fruition, it was ill-advised to allow it to possibly open, thus allowing what might be outside in and what might be inside out. The system has the capacity to throttle all 4 connected worlds. The idea, as you are well aware, is to suppress the ecosystem power and thus inhibit full maturity of the trees. It was postulated, since it became apparent, that the suppression would keep whatever unknown maturity process from happening and grant us direct control over tree fruition. So, tree maturing is bad? I don't know. The rate of our dissipation is sensed and regulated automatically. The power is collected through villain-engineered extruded cables that attach directly to the dome membrane. When the maximum power level is exceeded, the dissipation phase is triggered, creating an electrical charge followed by discharge into the water. Through electrolysis, an amount of hydrogen and oxygen is generated. We capture some of these elements for our own use, but the great majority is released into our atmosphere. This gas may be cause for a concern were it not for the ecosystem's ability to filter and maintain our atmosphere at near ideal levels. Excessive hydrogen and oxygen content and pressure generated by the process is rebalanced quickly by the membrane. And as you know, we discourage swimming when the bleeder is operational. Regards, CW. So Cecil clearly created the bleeder to basically create a more ideal atmosphere. Oh! This is where the tree is! So unlock this. There we go. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we are getting somewhere. Another key code? Oh, just the other side of this. Okay. Where does it go? So, oh, that's the elevator to the tree root. Okay, I see. Okay. This makes sense. Okay. This makes a whole lot of sense now. Mayors. BH. So before and after Hunrath? Okay. So basically for the last 500 days, years, I don't know how long this is supposed to be, but anyway. Luther Roscoe. 500 before Hunrath, 3 after Hunrath, 3 before Hunrath. Call Hunrath, obviously, because Hunrath is where the town was founded. 0 to 10,220 after 10,220. Then it was Farley, Sims. Then Caroline was a mayor at one point. So Caroline was a mayor before Yosef became mayor. So Caroline became mayor at one point, and then it got passed on. Huh. So what happened to Sims? That begs a question. And then, Some people came around 12. Wait. I had the picture of that journal. Let me see. Hold on. Hang on. 16717, 1623. Emptied and filed 12, 13, and 15. So they filed those away. So we're currently around between 15, 8, and 16, and 1677. So pretty far ahead. So, actually no, after this. So we're basically basically we came in after Yosef became member. So I'm guessing not long after is when all these conflicts occurred. Interesting. And then, where is this? That's the sphere. I see. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So you can see why the mayor's spot is pretty much a hit, because all the big stuff happens here. Kind of reminds me of the Chowaswell logo. Trophies. Oh! The mask changed. Wow Award for Community Excellence. Let me see this. This is a compass. And there's no sense of direction of... It's pointing northwest. Northeast or southwest. There's an Iowa license plate. Let's take a picture of that. Warning. Do not approach. Immediately. You supposed to stagger must have been disabled. We already know that. We see that everywhere. And then... What's in here? Wait a second. Hold on. Roscoe. Wait a second. It belongs to the compass. It's a proper compass. Okay, hold on. Come on. And it's actually rotating. Oh my gosh. It's pointing north. Now south. So because magnetic polarity, you can't... Wait, you saw that earlier, right? Like, peeps, you saw that earlier. It was flashing both of them. This one's stuck at northeast. Yeah, y'all saw that, right? And this one you can't pin down any direction. That is weird. Okay. Let's read this. Yosef's book. I'm guessing it's Yosef's book. 17125. So this is it's gotta be Farley's book, actually. Which Farley? Caroline Farley or Mayor Farley? Well, both Farleys were mayors, but I mean, like, which one? John Farley. And then there's Caroline Farley afterwards. Okay. John and Caroline. So, could it be a husband, brother, father? Who is John Farley? Anyway. Go from, like, Japan and Poland in here, too. So it's gonna be either John or Caroline. I'm guessing John. Anyway. Special Council Session 2. Discuss final approval of Farley's plan with regard to the imminent attack. The full council vote was unanimous, and I gave my final approval. Preparations update. Farley says the tunneling is almost complete. Okay, so it's Caroline Farley's plan. Tam informs us that the villains had just completed their construction and have started testing. 17126 AH. Special Council Session 12. No one attended. I will inquire as to reason for their absence. After that. 17127. It appears that the council members feel like we're having too many meetings. Since the plan has been approved, perhaps we can reduce our meetings to every 2 days from now. While I was asking Cecil about his absence, I also inquired about securing the tower area. 17128. Special Council Session 13. Cecil will provide a new key code for the lower lock in the next few days. Cecil was concerned about any survivors not having access, so decided that we would conceal the code in Farley's house and give the residents the location as they were being chambered. I also had him change the upper tower access code. So that's that part I couldn't unlock. A clue to that code has been placed under the direction of our first mayor. Direction of our first mayor. (17129). I decided to bring some of the more important mayor's logs with me for chambering, specifically the initial Hunrath log and the logs that document the history of our conflict with the Mofang. Wait, they fought with the Mofang? What? I would think we would have an extra chamber available for historic documents. 17130. Special Council Session 14. Only Tam attended. He informed me that because of the dire circumstances, the others were either extremely busy or not inclined to have a long discussion about the situation. I told him I would suspend the regular special council sessions and we would simply meet as the need arose. 1731. Wow, like this guy really notes carefully. I played a visit to Farley today. I asked her to check on the availability of the chamber for the documents. 17135. I spent the last few days collecting documents. I divided them into 2 categories, chambered and vaulted. The vaulted are less important. Ironic, but obviously worth making an effort to save. They can be moved into Farley's vault area. The vaulted category will also include any books that we've managed to collect through the years. 17137. With less than a week remaining before chambering begins, the population is tense. We've had several town hall meetings to try and answer any questions, but the realities of the current situation make it difficult to assuage fears. Okay, so these are days. I think they're days. So they're not years, they're days. 17138 AH. Farley has informed me that there was one final confirmation from Chavor. If Farley doesn't hear from her by the end of 17141, then there's no turning back. There's an odd justice to Farley's plan in that whatever the Mofang send to kill us will be returned back to them. 17140. Special Council Section 15. A special meeting was called to go over the plans for the final time. Farley had several instruction sheets to distribute. The Mofang weapon illustration, a list of all souls that would be used as basis for the chambering manifest, and that a thorough summary of the battle plans. These will be distributed as necessary. No word from Chavar. 17141. Farley tells me that there will be at least one chamber available for historic documents. Any other extra chambers will be loaded with emergency provisions and medications in case either Hunrath or Marae are completely destroyed. No word from Chavar. 17142. No word from Chavar. Death is on our doorstep. Curse the Mofang devils to hell. 17143. I am leaving to be chambered. This journal will remain here to inform any future souls of what our last days were like. So, chambered versus vaulted. So, obviously, Cecil got vaulted. So what would chambered mean? Can we go up at least? First mayor. So it's a 6-digit code. So it's the first mayor. So the first mayor was, in terms of, like, if you're counting Luther Roscoe, that'd be 500 to 3 before Hunrath. And then if you're talking about Carl Hunrath as, like, the first election official, then it would be 10220. So these are all days. Interesting. Okay. So let me see. Do they mean the graves? I don't know. But the journal said, a clue to that code has been placed under the direction of our first mayor. So do they mean the grave itself or under the date? We'll figure it out. But the good news is we've got tomorrow. So next time on Obduction, we're going to find the code to the elevator. Find out what all these terms mean. Because, yeah, there's a lot that we need to figure out. Oh, I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, I can't see the chat go full. When I'm playing, it's like full screen, so I can't see the chat. But yeah, that's good. Yeah, me too. I tend to pick leaks with a huge grain of salt. I feel that. But yeah, Coppola. And thank you, Moiety. Thank you very much for explaining that. But yeah, I need to figure out some way to get chat online, because it's kind of frustrating when, like, I'm really focused on the game and then I don't see the chat. So I've also been looking at also getting a second monitor, or maybe even an iPad, because I've been thinking of getting an iPad for the longest time to, like, be able to have, like, a second monitor, because now, thanks to, like, Sidecar, you can actually make a second monitor with your Apple device, so I might consider doing that at some point. But yeah, more Obduction coming up tomorrow, so at least we're going to figure out some more of these mysteries. We're going to figure out what the elevator password is, and more, and what is chambered versus vaulted. So we know vaulted because Cecil was vaulted, but in terms of chambered, I'm assuming they might be in other planets. I mean, I think the chambered basically get, like, they're kind of jettisoned to other planets. So I'm guessing the rest of the survivors have been jettisoned to Moray. That's my guess. But yeah, this is very interesting. I am excited to see what the rest of the story is going to be. We got pretty far. But yeah, so in terms of future stuff, we're gonna do more Obduction tomorrow. Wednesday might be a chill stream. We'll see. Or a break. Then Dandara on Thursday. Friday might be another chill stream or break. We'll see. And then Sneaky Sasquatch Saturday. And since my video for Supernatural stayed up, we'll do another session on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. And here's some other games as well, but thinking of playing on the channel at some point. Of course, if you have any other recommendations, feel free to comment or add to the chat down below. And yeah, just overall, there's some just really good stuff coming up. So go ahead and check out all my other stuff on my other social media, or just even just in general, just stop by and say hello if you want. Just check out the stuff that I've got within and outside the channel. And this episode was filmed in the lands of the Nanticoke and Lenape. If you want to learn more, visit native-land.ca. Shout out to Ross Repair Group. Thank you for saving my laptop from Davy Jones's locker. Have a lot of fun saying that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this playthrough of Obduction. stay safe out there, and of course, may your heart be your guiding key. Take care. Feel free to tune in. It's gonna be a little bit later than this one, but yeah. Tune in for more Obduction tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye!